The Young and the Restless April 4th episode recap. Kyle pushes Victor's buttons, Traci faces her fears. In the April 4th episode of The Young and the Restless, the drama escalated to new heights as Kyle Abbott found himself towing a dangerous line with none other than Victor Newman. Meanwhile, Traci Abbott was forced to confront her own fears, leading to emotional moments that could have lasting consequences. Let's break down the key moments from this intense episode. Kyle pushes Victor's buttons. The tension between Kyle Abbott and Victor Newman has been building for quite some time, and in this episode, Kyle pushed the envelope even further. Kyle, who has been playing the part of the good guy in the eyes of the Abbott family, often finds himself caught between doing what's right and making the tough decisions that come with running a major corporation. This episode, however, marked a shift in his approach, as he decided to confront Victor head-on. The first major confrontation took place in Victor's office, where Kyle tried to exert some control over the Newman family's business dealings. Kyle, who has always been ambitious and unafraid to speak his mind, made it clear that he was no longer willing to stand in Victor's shadow. He boldly challenged Victor on the future of the company, asserting his vision for the direction of Newman Enterprises. This wasn't just another corporate disagreement. Kyle was pushing Victor's buttons in a way that hadn't been seen in a while. Victor, of course, wasn't going to take this challenge lying down. The tension was palpable as the two men exchanged sharp words. Victor, the ultimate power player, doesn't respond well to threats, especially from someone as young and untested as Kyle. He's used to calling the shots and doesn't take kindly to anyone, even his own family, questioning his authority. Kyle's attempts to assert his position were met with Victor's usual coldness, but what's interesting is that, for once, Victor seemed somewhat shaken by Kyle's growing boldness. Kyle's willingness to take risks and stand up to Victor could very well set the stage for a larger power struggle within the Newman family. While Kyle may have walked away from the confrontation feeling more empowered, the reality is that this wasn't just a harmless verbal exchange. Kyle is playing a dangerous game by pushing Victor too far. He may have underestimated the lengths to which Victor will go to protect his empire, and Kyle's defiance could have serious consequences down the road. It's clear that Victor isn't a man who forgives easily, and Kyle may have just crossed a line that will come back to haunt him. The question now is how this power struggle will play out. Will Kyle's efforts to challenge Victor spark a full-blown war within the Newman family, or will it lead to a truce, with both men agreeing to share control of the company? Whatever the outcome, it's clear that Kyle is no longer content with being in the background. He's stepping up, and the Abbott family business may never be the same. Traci faces her fears. While Kyle's confrontation with Victor was the high-stakes drama of the day, Traci Abbott's storyline was equally poignant, if not as outwardly explosive. Traci has long been known as the peacemaker in the Abbott family, the one who holds the family together and tries to solve problems with empathy and understanding. However, in this episode, Traci was forced to confront something far more personal, her own fears. Traci's journey of self-discovery has been a slow burn over the years, but this episode pushed her to finally face her deepest insecurities. Her fears, stemming from past family issues and personal relationships, have always been a source of internal conflict. Traci has often shied away from conflict, preferring to play the role of the mediator rather than the participant. However, circumstances in the Abbott family, especially with the ongoing tension between Kyle and Victor, forced Traci to finally address what she's been avoiding. In one particularly emotional scene, Traci sat down with her brother Jack to talk about her fears. Their conversation was filled with raw honesty as Traci admitted to feeling overshadowed by the more dominant personalities in the Abbott family. She's always been the one in the background, quietly supporting her family while struggling with her own doubts. This vulnerability from Traci was a powerful moment for viewers, as it revealed a side of her that we don't often see. Jack, being the ever-supportive brother, tried to reassure Traci that she had an important role to play in the family, even if it wasn't as loud or obvious as the others. But Traci wasn't so easily convinced. She feared that she wasn't enough, that her contributions to the family business and her personal relationships were always secondary. This moment of self-doubt opened up a window into Traci's psyche, showing how much she struggles with her own identity. However, Traci's willingness to face these fears was a significant step forward. Rather than burying her emotions or avoiding uncomfortable truths, she was taking responsibility for her own feelings and confronting the fears that have held her back. This was a pivotal moment for Traci, as it showed her personal growth and her determination to move forward. As Traci reflected on her past, the episode also hinted at potential new challenges. Could Traci find herself stepping up in a more active role within the family, especially as tensions between Kyle and Victor continue to rise? There's potential for Traci to become a more prominent figure in the Abbott family's future decisions. Her newfound self-awareness could push her to take on a bigger leadership role, or she might become the family's emotional anchor as they navigate the turbulent waters ahead. For Traci, this episode was about more than just confronting her fears. It was about accepting who she is, flaws and all, and realizing that she doesn't have to measure up to anyone else's expectations. Her journey towards self-acceptance is something fans have been rooting for, and it's clear that her evolution will continue in future episodes. The fallout and what's next. As we move forward from the April 4th episode, it's clear that both Kyle and Traci will be facing some difficult decisions. For Kyle, his defiance of Victor could have consequences that ripple through the entire Newman family, especially when Victor eventually decides how to respond. The tension between them is far from over, and fans can expect to see the power struggle intensify in the coming weeks. Will Kyle's ambition lead to success, or will he ultimately regret pushing Victor too far? For Traci, the future is a little less certain. While her personal growth is a positive sign, the unresolved tensions within the Abbott family could complicate her journey. Will she continue to support her family, or will she take a more active role in their business dealings? The decision to face her fears is a big one, and it could lead to unexpected outcomes. In the coming episodes, it's likely that these two storylines, Kyle versus Victor and Traci's personal growth, will continue to evolve and intersect. The Abbott family dynamics are complex, and the choices Kyle and Traci make now could set the stage for a dramatic shift in their futures.